Hello everyone, welcome to my mini lecture. Today we are going to learn brewing technology of green tea glass. We all have the experience of brewing green tea at home. What should we pay attention to when brewing green tea with glass? Let's take a look at the precaution of brewing green tea with glass. Normally, we use the glass to brew green tea. High-grade crystal glass should be the first choice for brewing delicate and precious green tea, such as West Lake Longjing, 碧螺春 tea. Famous tea with incense device not only can add visual beauty, but also easy to watch the tea bud in the water straining, ups and downs, swimming, and other changes. People call it tea dance. Also can watch the water in the cup is slowly hollow-dyed light green process. After choosing the utensils, we should consider the proportion of tea. There is no unified standard for tea consumption, which depends on the size of tea set, the type of tea, and everyone's preference. Generally speaking, the ratio of tea and water is about 150 to 60 when brewing green tea in glass cup. Strict tea evaluation shows that green tea is 3 gram tea brewed with 150 ml water. And the amount of tea milling affects the flavor, which completely depends on everyone's habits. Beginners can try different amounts to find their favorite concentration of tea. When brewing green tea, the control of water temperature is very important, because if the water temperature is too high, the tea buds will be stuffy, the tea soup will be yellow and turbid, the taste is bitter, and the vitamins are easily destroyed, which is called loss of taste of cooked soup. On the other side, if the water temperature is too low, the effective substances in the tea cannot be fully dissolved, which makes the tea soup thin and tasteless, and even cause the tea to float on the surface of the water and not sink down. So, it is inconvenient to drink. The water temperature of green tea depends on the quality of tea. Generally speaking, the more precious the delicate green tea is, the lower the water temperature used for making tea is about 80 degrees. However, when making tea with lower temperature water, the water must be boiled first and then cooled to the required temperature. Therefore, there is a process of cooling soup after boiling water. As for medium and low-grade green tea, it needs to be brewed with boiling water of 90 degree to 100 degree. If the water temperature is low, the permeability is poor and the tea flavor is weak. In order to give full play to the aroma and the taste of large leaf green tea, the water temperature of large leaf green tea is higher than that of medium and small leaf green tea with the same tender leaves because of its large buds and leaves. See, brewing time and times. When brewing green tea with glass, the brewing time should be 1 to 2 minutes. If the brewing time is too short, the color of tea soup is light and too long. The astringent taste of tea soup is heavy. the fragrance is lost, and the brewing time can be slightly short for a tea with heavy rolling degree, large amount of tea, and tender taste. When you drink about 1/3 of the tea in the glass, add boiling water so that the concentration of each tea soup is more uniform. According to the determination, generally, when the tea is brewed for the first time, its soluble matter can be reached by 50 to 55%. For the second time, it can be reached by about 30%. For the third time, it can be reached by about 10%. And for the first time, there is a little left. Therefore, green tea is usually brewed for about 3 times. In addition, brewing skills is particularly important. There are 3 main techniques for brewing green tea. The first is to make the water flow close to the wall of the cup and rush down obliquely, so as to form a vortex in the cup, bowl, or pot, and drive the tea to rotate, or use the Phoenix 3 Lords technique to accelerate the dissolution of the contents. Secondly, if there is a cover, whether it is added after flushing depends on the age, temperature, and weather of the tea. When the tea is tender, hot, and the temperature is high, it cannot be covered, so as to prevent the water stuffy taste. When the tea is coarse and old, the water temperature and the temperature are known. It should be covered with stuffy tea, so as to fully force the tea aroma. When brewing some famous teas, you can cover them for about 1 minute. Then lift the cover while smelling the aroma, waiting for the effective ingredients in the tea to continue to slowly leach. Do not cover the tea too long. Thirdly, water supply should be refilled in time. If glass cups, porcelain cups, covered bowl cups, and other utensils are used for brewing, the first brewed tea is called first tea soup. When there is still 1/3 of the water in the cup, boiling water is added to the gas in time, which is called continuous water. If the water is not replenished in time, the taste will be too strong and bitter when the tea is opened. When the water is added after the tea is finished, the tea soup of the second tea is tasteless. Basically, the influence of waterline on the quality of green tea soup is also very important. Speed of water injection. Speed of water injection depends on the water temperature, which will affect the flavor of tea. High water temperature made strong taste. Low water temperature made thin taste. The speed of water injection will also affect the rapidity of water flow, which is closely related to the taste and aroma of tea. Water injection is urgent. When tea and water are exposed to the relative high temperature for the first time, the fusion degree is high. The friction degree between water flow and air increases. The aroma of tea soup is high, and the thickness and softness of tea soup decrease. Slow water injection. The tea base contacted with water slowly dissolves out and emerges again at a lower temperature when it comes out of the soup. As a result, the thickness and softness of the tea soup increase. The sense of hierarchy is strengthened, and the aroma of the tea soup decreases. After learning the brewing techniques, it is also very learned to taste the green tea with glass. The aroma of green tea after brewing, or refreshing fragrance, or tender fragrance, or ripe chest fragrance, or delicate fragrance. At this time, the rising mist of soup is mixed with wisps of tea fragrance, which makes people relaxed. After that, take a small cup of tea, taste the tea soup into your throat, swallow it slowly. Let the tea soup fully contact with your tongue, taste buds, and you can enjoy the flavor of famous green tea. Good green tea tastes fresh and strong, and has a good aftertaste. The first course of tea tasting focuses on the taste and aroma of green tea. The second course of tea tasting focuses on the aftertaste and mellow of green tea. As for the third course of tea, the general taste is light, but the big leaf is light green tea is still sweet. It is very common to brew green tea with glass. In our life, we need more practice to master the brewing skills of green tea. Through this lesson, we learned the brewing skills of green tea. After class, let's think about how to use the brewing skills of green tea to brew Sichuan 竹叶青 tea.